Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. And so in this video, we'll be talking about what is currently going on in the tropics. So we have that disturbance located in the Western Caribbean. So we'll be looking at that as well as current satellite imagery. And we will also be talking about the increase in certainty for us to see development within the coming week. And we'll also look at the ENSO as well as the temperature anomaly mapping. So before I go into details, okay, so we're starting off with that disturbance in the Western Caribbean, just off Belize right there. And so at this time, this system has an increase in its formation chance, which is now at 30% from 20%. And so we see that development is possible in that shaded area within the Gulf of Mexico. So with the continual increase in formation chance, that means that there is going to be more of a likelihood for us to see development, although models are not really showing this really becoming anything significant out there. So we'll have to wait and see, but this might be a rainmaker to sections of Central America, maybe areas such as Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one, but it doesn't look as though it will be anything too significant. However, let's look at current view of the Atlantic, and we are seeing here that we do have some showers and thunderstorms noted off Africa, and in the main development region, we have all that moisture associated with that disturbance in the Western Caribbean. And we also see a bit of shower activity taking place off the east coast of the US. And so things are quiet right now, but this hibernation is about to end. And let's go ahead and get into it. So we have our various models that are expecting development within the coming week or maybe about 2 weeks' time. And so let's look at the runs for the GFS and ICON. So we are starting off with GFS here. And again, we are taking a look at this map showing the isobars and precipitation. So these green colors as well as the yellows, reds, they indicate precipitation, and we are looking for those black lines called isobars to be enclosed in a circular manner with a pressure of at least 1030 millibars or lower. So by Tuesday of next week, we see that we have this tropical wave, a 1010 millibar low that is out there, and that is likely to be our disturbance. But take a look in the Caribbean as well. We see quite a bit of moisture, and that is probably being induced by a tropical wave within the region. So going to Friday of next week on the 26th, we see that GFS is expecting that both of these systems will be developing. So we have that one low that is about to enter the Gulf of Mexico, leaving the Caribbean right there, and we have that wave out in the main development region. So we see that that one in the Caribbean has a lower pressure of 1,006 millibars, maybe a tropical depression, tropical storm at that point, and then that other one out in the main development region, maybe approaching tropical depression status. And so by Monday on the 29th of August, take a look at this. We're just looking at 3 days later, and we are seeing that GFS is showing that that system that would have been entering the Gulf of Mexico from the Caribbean would have a pressure of 961 millibars making landfall along the Gulf Coast. And this is pretty significant, but let me tell you, this is not surprising because this is what is expected in late August to go into the peak of the season in September. And we see that that other wave out there is maybe struggling to develop, but we see a pressure of 1,002 millibars out there, likely a tropical storm, but just off Africa, there is yet another wave. So GFS is being consistent about this happening. And then going all the way to Friday on the 2nd of September, here we are seeing GFS showing that other wave, that last wave developing, and we are seeing a minimum pressure here of 959 millibars, maybe a major hurricane at that point. And that other wave before it, we see that in the vicinity of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands north of Hispaniola, right in that region. So things can change. I mean, we've seen a lot of changes with this, and this is for the very long term, so things can change. But one thing that is getting more and more likely is the certainty in tropical development taking place maybe by next week. But we'll see what's going to be happening. And as for Euro, going out to Sunday the 21st, the full run of the model is not yet ready, but going out to the 21st, we see that the model is picking up on that low, well off the Cabo Verde Islands, a 1013 millibar low pressure system. And another model that is hopping on to that wave of Africa developing is the ICON model. So we see that low from being close to the coast of Africa by Tuesday of next week. And then right as it emerges off Africa, ICON is is expecting that it is going to be developing. So it's just going to be moving right into some favorable conditions that would enable development of it. And so we really have to wait and see what is going to be happening, as I said, guys. But again, development is all going to be dependent on the favorability of conditions out there. So looking at the ensemble tracks, though, for the Euro, we're seeing that we have so many members available, and they're showing that we're definitely going to be having an active end to the month of August. The GFS ensemble tracks showing something a little bit similar here. So as I said, we are starting to have that certainty of potential tropical cyclone development taking place as this month is going to be coming to a close. Now let us go ahead and talk about the ENSO, or El Nino Southern Oscillation. So this here is showing the value for the ENSO right now. And as of when I'm recording this video, the value is minus 0.936. And so this definitely indicates a weak going to a moderate La Nina. So we see this rapid decrease in temperature over the past several days right within this region here. And so a La Nina would definitely boost activity in the Atlantic basin. And that seems to be what we're heading towards here. So as I said earlier, this hibernation in tropical cyclone activity is going to come to an end. And even though we're just 3 names in this hurricane season, don't let that make you think that, okay, the season is just quiet. It only takes one storm, and we're not really in the peak of the hurricane season yet, even though in years before we've seen more activity, especially last year and 2020. So we're seeing a little bit of difference this year in terms of less named storms, but again, it only takes one, and we're expecting tropical cyclone activity to resume very, very soon, guys. But in terms of that wave to emerge off Africa, the National Hurricane Center has not marked the area just yet, but maybe they will in the coming days. And so something else that I want to point out to you guys is this temperature anomaly map right here. And so when we go more to those oranges and the reds, that indicates higher than normal temperatures, and then go into those light and darker shades of blues indicates lower temperatures. And so the whites really mean that things are average out there, and we see that in most of the North Atlantic we have above normal temperatures, and we also see that for sections of the Caribbean. But right in the Atlantic, where we have that blue area, maybe things there are pretty much cooler than normal, or a little bit normal, because of all of the Saharan dust, because an abundance of all that dry air over time would help to kind of result in a decrease in the sea surface temperature, because that dry air, it is a blanket. You can think of it as a blanket that reflects the rays of the sun back out. So everything is not there penetrating the ocean surface. So that could be a reason we have cooler than normal temperatures out there just off Africa and extended out into the Atlantic Ocean, guys. So we'll see what this hurricane season has to offer. But again, this hibernation is coming to a close. We are seeing that we are having sort of a consistency here in terms of that system developing. And maybe we will even be looking at multiple systems out there. But of course, I'm going to be keeping you updated with the necessary details as time goes by. And so that is really it for this video. And if you found it to be informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can share your thoughts in the comments or ask a question. I'll try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And of course, always be weatherwise.